Chapter 13, Part 6. Now we're going to change gears a bit and we're going to look at imperatives, commands, like go do that, eat your soup, go to bed, telling people to do things, not giving them a choice, not asking them, not being polite, commanding people to do something. That's an imperative. Now, they're like the two nu and vu forms of the present indicative without the subject. More or less, sometimes the S on the ER verbs is dropped, but we can have essayer. Now, normally we have vous essayez, you try, but we drop out the you and it just becomes try. Sortez, go out or get out is the command form. Va manger. So here we can have va, être, or aller, to go. Go eat. Mangeons. This is the we form, the new form. Nous mangeons is we eat. And the first person plural imperative we translate in English as let's eat. Mangeons. Let's eat. Let us eat. So it's kind of like a command for us to go eat there. So that's why we say it's an imperative. But all the first person plural imperatives will translate with let's and then the verb. All right, now, so that's really simple. You just use the two nu or vu form to make commands. What do we do with pronouns? Now, this gets a little tricky. For positive commands, that means without a negation, without a ne pas or some other negative expression, stick the pronoun on the end of the verb attached with a dash, a hyphen there. And moi and toi will replace me and te at the end of the command. What does this mean? Let's say we have the sentence, vous vous amusez bien. So s'amuser is a reflexive verb, so you, to have fun. So this means you are having fun. And a lot of times they just stick the word bien there as an intensifier. You're having lots of fun or you're having fun. Literally, it's you are amusing yourself well or indeed, but you're having fun is a good translation. Now, if you want to tell somebody to, like your kids, as they leave the door, oh, have fun, we would use the imperative, amusez-vous bien. And so the subject vous drops off. The direct object goes to the end of the verb, the end of the imperative, and is attached with a hyphen. Amusez-vous bien. Have fun. Tu me le dis. You're telling it to me, or you're telling me it. Tu me le dis. That's the indicative. The imperative, we would put the le at the afterwards, and then the me gets changed to moi. Dis-le-moi. Tell it to me. So that's how we would say tell it to me, with double words attached at the end with the hyphen there. Now for negative commands, you leave the pronouns in front of the verbs. For example, the positive command, tais-toi, from se taire, means be quiet. We put the direct object pronoun at the end, connected with a dash there. For the negative, we put the ne pas around the te, and the direct object pronoun comes in front to its normal position. Ne te tais pas. Don't be quiet. Donne-le-moi. Give it to me. If it's a negative command, the le and the moi go back to their regular form in front of the verb. Ne me le donne pas. Do not give it to me. Now, there's also third-person imperatives that don't happen too often, but they happen enough that you should be able to recognize them. And it's basically a request or a demand to someone in the third person. And what we do is we use que plus the present subjunctive. For example, qu'il finisse sa leçon. So, may he finish his lesson, or, oh, that he would finish his lesson. Something like that would be a third person imperative, kind of like commanding something to happen or expressing a strong wish for that it would happen, not directly to the person, but in general. A famous something someone famous said in French was "qu'il mange de la brioche," and this was what Marie Antoinette supposedly said when she found out that the masses were starving and they were protesting and ready to riot because there wasn't any bread in the bakeries. She said, "Well, if there's no bread, why don't they eat brioche?" And brioche is like a sweet bread that's more expensive because sugar is more expensive than bread, and it's a lot like King's Hawaiian bread. So she said, "Qu'il mange de la brioche." Well, let them eat brioche, and that showed how disconnected she was from the lives of everyday people and why she was so hated by everybody and ended up being beheaded. Now, there's some imperatives that are irregular, but fortunately, they look an awful lot like the subjunctive. Être, soit, soyons, soyez. You can probably already guess that this is the to form, this is the nous form, this is the vous form. A, ayons, ayez. So have, let us have, and have. And then savoir, sache, sachons, sachez. Know, let us know, and know. Those are very similar to the subjunctive forms of the verb. So here is an exercise. Work on translating these and then check your answers on the next video after you've written the responses.